Hey everybody, this is Mike and Alicia. It is January 31st and we're crossing a long bridge going into Sandpoint, as you can see. Our documentary is going well. We've interviewed 6 people so far. We're on our way to meet Dante, Rumore, who is a readjustment counselor for the Spokane Vet Center. He was the one that we initially met in October and was our main motivation for doing this documentary. He is a counselor that comes up and talks to veterans that live here in North Idaho and counsels them, helps them with any of their issues, and is a really strong supporter of supporting veterans in this area, providing services, and really making this documentary happen. So we're going to his house right now. He lives right here in Sandpoint. We're going to sit down with him for a couple hours, and we're excited about it because, like I said, he's been one of the main inspirations for this, and we're excited to film him today. So here's a quick clip of Dante, and we'll see you soon.
One analogy I really like is that so the Army has what's called rucksacks, which is basically the backpacks where they pack around their gear. So it's an Army term. One analogy I use for the readjustment process is when you're in war, we don't have time to be cleaning up all of our experiences. We don't have time to be making sure we're processing what we're going through, because it's one thing after another. Next thing you know, your best buddy's dead, but you still got to go back to mission. And so by the time you get home, there's a whole bottleneck of experiences that haven't been processed. And not to mention the stress that's on top of that. So basically, going to the rucksack analogy is that we've been stuffing this stuff in our rucksack and not taking the time to clean it up. And so we got to come back with a full pack that wasn't packed very well, so things are falling off, things are getting stinky. There's some mildew going on in there, and that's the analogy of kind of what's happening inside of the veteran. And until we take that time to unpack that rucksack and clean everything up and maybe wash the back and put it back together, not everything's pretty that's in there. The camis that were bright and brand new before we deployed are now torn and ragged, but at least we've cleaned them up and we know what they look like and have put them back in there in a way that may not be falling out. And then we're still carrying the same sack. Those memories aren't going anywhere, but at least now we understand them, and we've maybe made some peace with them. And when they do come out, they're not so impactful. They don't impact us as much. So that's really my view of the readjustment process, and how a veteran can work well with the right counselor if there's a good fit to get that unpacking done, clean it up and pack it back up. And when they come up, if that stuff gets stinky again, come back in, we'll do some cleaning and go on our way. And then what ties it all together to make it successful excuse me, is our habits and the lifestyle. One thing I tell all my veterans is that behaviors become habits, habits become lifestyles, and it's the lifestyles we live that dictate the quality of life we have. So no matter what's in our rucksack, if we have the right behaviors and the right habits and the right lifestyles, we can achieve a high quality of life.